A bargaining unit of one employee filed a petition to decertify the International Union of Operating Engineers, and then this person withdrew that request to decertify the union.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
We're going to jump right into last week in Southern labor. We've got a 2-week roundup since last year we did a sort of year in review for Southern labor. So this is what workers in the U.S. South and the American colonies were up to from January 5th to the 19th. Lots of new campaigns. Workers at Mercedes in Tuscaloosa announced that they reached 30% cards signed with the UAW and have gone public with their union campaign. They've continued to stay loud, responding to Governor Ivey's attacks on them, writing an article and making a video about how they are organizing. That video can be found on Twitter on the UAW's page, and the article can be found at labornotes.org. Workers at Hyundai in Montgomery, Alabama, held a forum about unionization with the UAW. That is their first foray into the public with their campaign. Workers likely pushed by their employer filed a petition to decertify the Automotive, Petroleum, and Allied Industries Employees Local 618 as the union representing the 4 workers at Gray's Auto Service in Richmond Heights, Missouri, with the help of the National Right to Work Freaks. 2 workers at United Rentals in O'Fallon, Missouri filed a petition to hold a union election with the Teamsters, Local 600. 111 workers at Mary's Center, a medical center in Washington, D.C., filed a petition to hold a union election with 1199 SEIU, United Healthcare Workers East. 30 workers from the Earth Dispensary in Raytown, Missouri, filed a petition to hold a union election with United Food and Commercial Workers, UFCW, Local 2. 8 workers at R.J. Stab Stone Company in Florida, in Newberry, Florida, filed a petition to hold a union election with the International Union of Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers, IUBAC, Local 8. 7 workers at Wells Fargo in Virginia Beach, Virginia, filed a petition to hold a union election with Wells Fargo Workers United, an affiliate of the Communication Workers of America, CWA. The employer filed a petition for a union election after a majority of the 50 workers at CQ Roll Call demonstrated support for a unionization with the Washington Baltimore News Guild, Local 32035. 10 workers at MDV Spartan Nash, a wholesale distributor for U.S. Army commissaries in Norfolk, Virginia, filed a petition to hold a union election with the Teamsters, Local 822. 20 workers at Starbucks in New Orleans, Louisiana, filed a petition to hold a union election with Starbucks Workers United. 17 workers at New Era Incorporated's manufacturing facility in Clarksville, Tennessee, New Era is a cookware company, filed a petition to hold a union election with the United Steelworkers, USW. 44 workers at OXDIA LLC dispensary in Kansas City, Missouri, filed a petition to hold a union election with the Teamsters, Local 955. 20 security guards at Christus Health in Beaumont, Texas, filed a petition to hold a union election with the United Federation of Law Enforcement Officers Security and Police Benevolent Association. 4 workers at the American Red Cross in Douglasville, Georgia, filed a petition to hold a union election with USW Local 254. 12 workers at All Points Logistics in North Merritt Island, Florida, filed a petition to hold a union election with the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW Local 2088. And 6 workers at Leidos Incorporated, an IT company in the same city, North Merritt Island, Florida, filed a petition to hold a union election with IBEW Local 2088. 3 workers at Valero Refining Company in Memphis, Tennessee, filed a petition to hold a union election with the USW. And 14 workers at Graves Minamaker Foods Transportation in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, filed a petition to hold a union election with the Teamsters, Local 886. The employer filed for a union election after a majority of the 27 workers at Panel Systems in Woodbridge, Virginia, demonstrated support for a unionization with the Construction and Master Laborers, Local 11, which is an affiliate of the Laborers International Union of North America, LIUNA. 30 workers at Giant Resource Recovery in Harleyville, South Carolina, filed a petition to hold a union election with USW, and the employer filed for a union election after a majority of the 83 workers at Glancy Surface Mining in Wharton, West Virginia, demonstrated support for unionization with the United Mine Workers of America, UMWA, Local 1503. We had one campaign update. According to Sean Fain's recent live stream, Volkswagen workers in Chattanooga have hit 50% cards signed. With the UAW, they are having a rally this weekend.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
In election results, after filing a petition to hold a union election with the National Labor Union during this period, the 8 workers at the joint employers of Wiener King of Cumberland County, doing business as Wiener Works, and Express Employment Professionals withdrew their petition for a union election. And a pretty strange case here, a bargaining unit of 1 employee filed a petition to decertify the International Union of Operating Engineers, IUOE Local 465, as the union representing this person at Cargill in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And then this person, after presumably changing their mind, withdrew that request to decertify the union, to hold a decertification election. So strange case there. The petition to decertify Workers United as the union representing the 12 workers at Advantis Corporation in Petersburg, Virginia was withdrawn. The union remains. The petition to hold a union election with CWA at Meow Wolf and Artist Collective in Grapevine, Texas was withdrawn, as was the petition to hold a union election with UFCW Local 655 at CBD Kratom in St. Louis, Missouri. The petition to hold a union election with CWA at Lake Michigan Credit Union in Bonita Springs, Florida was withdrawn. 18 workers at Starbucks in Baton Rouge, Louisiana voted in favor of unionization with Starbucks Workers United 10-4. 11 workers at Wolf Creek Federal Services in Huntsville, Alabama, the pipe fitters and sheet metal workers, voted unanimously in favor of unionization with the Plumbers and Steam Fitters Union, UA Local 760. 16 workers at Wolf Creek Federal Services in Huntsville, Alabama, this time the electricians and carpenters also voted in favor of unionization, this time with the IBEW Local 558. 70 workers at Odgefell Terminals, Houston in Seabrook, Texas, voted unanimously in favor of unionization with the Teamsters Local 175. 17 workers at Darling Ingredients in Grapeland, Texas, voted 11-5 in favor of unionization with the Teamsters Local 745. 3 workers at Alliance Mobile, an AT&T subsidiary in Bristol, Virginia, voted unanimously in favor of unionization with the CWA, as did 3 workers at another location in Kingsport, Tennessee. 55 workers at Evonik Corporation in Little Rock, Arkansas, voted 14-33 against unionization with the USW. 3 workers at the Harris County Democratic Party voted 1-2 against unionization with the United Professional Organizers. 226 workers at Ascension Seton Medical Center, Austin, in Austin, Texas, voted 120-5 in favor of unionization with the National Nurses United. 3 workers at Amentum Services in Springfield, Virginia, voted unanimously in favor of unionization with the IUE Local 99. 75 workers at Bimbo Services, a bakery in Valdosta, Georgia, voted against unionization with the UFCW Local 1996, and 5 security guards at Paragon Systems in Atlanta, Georgia, voted unanimously in favor of unionization with the United Federation of Law Enforcement Officers, Security, and Police Benevolent Association. And rounding up election results, 25 security guards at KR Contracting in Vienna, Virginia, voted 2-0 in favor of unionization with the National Capital Union for Security Officers. Looks like I got 2 filings mixed up, and 70 workers at Odgefell Terminals in Houston and Seabrook, Texas, voted against unionization with USW Local 1327, and 6 workers at Top Drilling Corporation in Yawkey, West Virginia, voted unanimously in favor of unionization with Teamsters Local 175. Sorry about that mix-up. Some strikes and bargaining updates. Passenger service workers at American Airlines, jointly represented by the CWA IBT Association, that's Communication Workers of America, and the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, have voted by a 3-1 margin to ratify a groundbreaking, according to the union, 5-year agreement that includes an average 20% raise immediately on ratification. Richmond City, Virginia workers who recently unionized with the Service Employees International Union Local 512 reached a tentative agreement and later ratified it. This is their first ever contract. The contract includes an 11% pay increase over the 3-year term and implements a wide range of benefits typical in many union contracts like just cause discipline, time and a half for overtime, and 17 paid holidays. Newly unionized Teamsters at DHL in Kentucky ratified a contract by 98% after a 12-day strike by 1,100 members. The contract includes an immediate $2 an hour raise with a total of $5 an hour raise over the 3-year contract. It also doubles the company's 401k contributions, establishes a worker safety committee, and requires DHL to pay all health care premiums. In politics and legislation, President Joe Biden visited the state of North Carolina last week and was greeted with a rebuke from UE Local 150 President Sakia Royale, with her saying Bidenomics is money to corporations to create low-wage, non-union jobs while prioritizing money for war, including $105 billion to make weapons for Israel and Ukraine. We need money for workers' needs, not war and corporate profits. UE Local 150 represents public service workers in North Carolina state and municipal government. Alabama's Republican House Speaker alluded to the potential for Medicaid expansion as long as it is with a, quote, privatized approach, unquote, with positive comments about Arkansas's Medicaid expansion, which diverts federal dollars to subsidize private insurance instead of actually expanding Medicaid. The Communication Workers of America, CWA, are urging the passage of the Affordable Connectivity Program Extension Act in Congress to continue the expansion of high-speed internet to the 22 million families being helped by the program now. The Department of Labor announced a final rule aimed at ending worker misclassification. And we had a couple of internal union affairs updates. A group of minor league football players have officially launched a decertification petition to oust the United Steelworkers as their union, representing the players at the newly merged United States Football League and XFL. The decertification drive for the rural carriers failed to gain enough signatures during the allotted time, so that threat is over, but discontent among the rank and file remains. This could be an opportunity for leadership to change course were they so inclined.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.